My name is Joe. I work for Frankenstein Trikes. Been there for 11 years. I'm getting ready to install a kit on this 2012 Kraft Tech frame. The first thing I like to do is get it on the lift and walk around and look and see what all it takes to remove the swing arm. I'm going to remove the exhaust to get to the pivot bolts. I like to raise the bike up a little bit just to get the weight off the back tire. Take pictures when you're taking it apart, so that way you know where things go if you ever want to put it back together. To leave the brake line attached, if I can, until I'm ready to attach the brake line to the new caliper on our rear end. But this one's going to be a pain, so bust her loose. Raise the bike up high enough that you can get the back tire out by missing the fender. Now I'm removing this little plastic shield. So you can get to the shock bolts. Brake bar. I like to break that side loose, then come over and bust the other side loose. And so that way you get both sides busted loose. There's a flat spot on the pivot shaft that you can hold it for tightening and loosening. Don't take those all the way out yet until you get your shock dismounted. And they are tight. you can finish pulling out your pivot shaft bolts. Leave that in until I get both bolts out and where the pivot shaft's out of the way, then you pull both those. The pivot shaft you'll use on our swing arm when you're installing it. The bolts you will use. Now comes the swing and the spacers. You will use those when you install our swing arm for the rear end. But it's easier if you get somebody to help you when you're installing our swing arm. So I'm gonna go get somebody to help me. I got Josh to come and help me. We're gonna put this swing arm in this bike. And that spacer goes on the outside. There, that side. Get it? Uh-huh. Have to go up a little bit with that one. There you go, bro. Get the bolts in and Loctite. All of our kits come with Loctite. Red Loctite is for your pulley bolts. Blue Loctite is for everything else. And just take your time. I've did over 100 of these kits on different bikes. Every one of our kits come with the owner's manual and instruction guide. I use it to get torque specs on your pivot shaft. Blue Loctite again. These, there's really no way to get a torque wrench in them, so I just double wrench them. And Don't go until you see your muscles bulge and break bolts. And in the manual, it said the torque pivot bolt on 99 down, which just is based on a 99 down frame, 120 to 150 foot-pounds. We'll no longer need this, so I like to put the spacers back on the way they come off, so that way you know how it goes back if you ever decide you want to put it back to as a two-wheeler. Next step, taking your stock pulley off your wheel. Use red Loctite when installing pulley bolts. Torque to 60 pounds of pressure. Which you probably will not have one of these. We made this so you can use a 3/8 bolt and stick it through the caliper, the rotor, up against the caliper, and then hold it like that. Hold it like this and torque it that way. So that way you're holding here, it's holding it. And then you can torque your bolts. And do not forget to install this ring. There's a 1/4 inch ring on both sides. Just like that. Awesome. Good, Joe? Yep. Thank you, Josh. Yep. Then I'll look at this. I want this below the spoke. But first you want to get the belt on. There'll be a green piece of tape. That's the front of the rear end. That's the spoke that the belt wraps around. And it's kind of tricky sometimes to get that belt just to fall in the right place. Then you use a piece of wood of some sort just to kind of rock this where it's setting. Okay, looks like everything's on the clears. Go down with the bike just a little bit more. Line up the green pieces of tape. Blue Loctite. Then you can give her a couple little taps. So you get it all the way up nice and snug. I like to pull out the ones I can get to right now and get them Loctited. And you want to torque the front bolts now because you can't get to them once it's installed in the swing arm. The ones where the green tape is. What I like to do is install the other wheel. I like to get the bottom ones, the bottom bolts first. And you normally can look through the wheel and see the hole. Then the top bolt, you got this 1/4 inch washer that goes in between the star and the swing arm. And it's kind of a pain in the butt. And I'll run the adjuster up on the belt side to where it's just about ready to hit the adjuster spacer. And then I'll let all the weight off the bike in the rear end where it's setting on itself, so that way all the weight's on its shocks. Before adjusting the belt to get the proper tension on your belt. You're not over tight in your belt. then once you get that adjusted, you tighten up the 4 bolts that we just put in the swing arm into the rear end. And check your belt again, make sure you got the play that you like, and carry it to the other side. And on this side, you want to run the adjuster spacer, or the adjuster bolt up to the spacer until you just see it start to move, like that. See it move, and then tighten it down. Now you can install your brake line to the new caliper. And when bleeding the brake, always bleed the top adjuster. The top bleeder. Yeah. Couldn't think of what it was called. Thank you, Alex. The top bleeder. That's how the trike kit is installed at Frankenstein